Takes a couple seconds. Okay, we're live, everyone. Welcome, 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 everyone, to our live reunion show. Okay, so let's introduce the cast that we've got with us today. If you guys remember. Okay, we're live, everyone. Oh, hold on one second. Welcome, welcome, everyone, to our. Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so we got Daryl, the first one I see on my screen. Say hi, Daryl.
Hello.
Daryl was with me on our very first episode, I believe it was, right? About why should women approach men, or why men don't approach women, right? Which
Correct.
That one got a lot of views on. I think we're over 500 right now. So that's one that people were really interested on. And how about Renzo? Say hi, Renzo.
Hey everyone, how you guys doing?
You guys remember Renzo from our finance session, right? About finances. Nadia, say hi, Nadia.
Hello, how's everyone doing?
So as you know, Nadia's been on a couple of our sessions, especially one recently, right? Where we talked about being single and unhappy. So That's a really good one that's the views are coming up on as well. Rudy, say hi.
How you doing?
Hey, Rudy has been with us on our, I believe it's Dating Single Moms and some other episodes, right, Rudy? You've been there a couple times. Thank you. And Joffrey, so we finally get to see a face. We didn't get to see Joffrey's face last time. Say hi, Joffrey.
Easy.
So Joffrey was on our, which episode was it? What Men and Women Want, I think.
Yes, I think that was the one.
Okay. And Juju, say hi, Juju.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
I can't remember which one you were on. Just kidding. Juju was on our dating men who are secretly gay. Boom, Juju. Rosanna is also one of our recurring guests. Hey, Rosanna. And last we have Jahan, another one of our guests. Say hi, Jahan.
Hi.
Thank you all so much again for being with us. So again, viewers who are watching, thank you for joining us today. As we go along, if you have any comments, if you have any topics you want us to discuss on this session, let us know. Put your comments in the comment section. There is a bit of a lag, okay? So just know we're going to try to get to all of your questions, but please keep it engaged and let us know. If you want to shout out to anyone, give us any comments, any feedback, let us know, okay? So while people are getting on, we're just going to play a couple of rounds of Mentally Stimulate Me. Does everyone know how this game works? Okay, so with this game, I'm going to ask a question, and they're normally about 3 or 4 answer choices. So everyone has to think in their mind what answer they're going to choose, okay? And you got to kind of think of what you think other people's answer would be. And then we're going to kind of discuss what we think each other's answers are and talk about why that is, okay? So everyone, when I ask this question, don't blurt it out. Think about what your answer is, and then we'll discuss, okay? So the question is, so what's your theory on phone privacy during a relationship? A, what privacy? There ain't no privacy. Lurking is life. B, don't ask me to see my phone, and I won't ask you to see your phone. C, go looking for dirt and you're gonna find it. Or D, we can trade phones for a day and it wouldn't bother me. Again, let me read them out. The 4 choices. What is your theory on phone privacy when you're in a relationship? What privacy? So there's no privacy is A. B, you don't ask me, I won't ask you. C, if you go looking for dirt, you're gonna find it. Or D, you could trade phones all day, I don't even care. So think about what your answer is gonna be. So since Thaddeus is with us almost every week, what do you guys think is Thaddeus' answer? I see y'all laughing.
A.
You think it's A?
I think it's B. I think it's B. It's a mixture.
I hear B. Anybody else think it's B?
I think it's A.
Okay, some A. Some
The one
B.
that says about if you go looking for dirt, you'll find it.
Oh, so you think C?
I think that's that one.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
so
that was
Renzo, did you think it's C as well?
You know what? Yeah, let me change my answer to that because that makes sense.
Okay, viewers at home who's been watching Thaddeus, what do you think his answer is? Put it in the chat. Let us know what you think his answer is, okay? All right, so Thaddeus, tell me, what's your answer?
Definitely C.
See? You guys are right. Why? Why C?
If you want to see my phone, no problem. Here you go. Just know that whatever you see, don't come crying to me.
Wow.
Yep.
Not surprised.
Look at your own risk.
Okay. So let's see who else. Who's been on the show quite a bit? Nadia, what do you guys think Nadia's answer is?
I think it's gonna be the last one, probably for Nadia. Yeah, I'm gonna say D.
What's D again? What's D again?
D is we could trade phones for a day and it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah,
Oh no, let me see. Nadia.
So Joffrey said D. What do you guys think?
Definitely.
I think D for Nadia.
So 2 Ds. B. I got 1 B, 2 Ds. What about you, Daryl?
B.
What's D?
Okay, it's kind of half B, half D. B is don't ask to see my phone, and I won't ask to see your phone.
Nah, Nadia don't look so.
Nah,
She don't,
that's not Nadia.
she don't look so savvy.
Okay, so we got B and D. Nadia, what's your answer?
I say
It's a D. D.
D.
Yeah.
You guys, woo! You guys are doing good. So, okay.
Where's my cap? I need to go get a cap.
Wow, really?
Well, you know what? The reason why I say D, that's the closest to what I was thinking to what I would do. But I'm just thinking, I just want to be able to use the phone. I'm not really going to pick it up to search it. But like, say I'm somewhere or my phone is dying, we're together, I should be able to just, oh, babe, let me use your phone really quick. You know, something like that. Just be free access to it.
Yeah.
So that's the closest one to that.
Okay. All right. So you guys are pretty good. You kind of know our guests so far. Anyone want to discuss this? Let's have an open kind of discussion. Ladies and guys, Daryl, are you okay with trading phones or no?
No.
Let's hear the guys. Renzo?
Yeah.
Renzo?
I'm fine.
Aw, Renzo's okay with trading phones.
Don't worry.
How about you, Rudy?
So I'm not really a fan of it. But I'll say that if I did, I would have to go with the answer C, because I mean, I think that when a person wants to see your phone, they're gonna find something regardless of if it's there or not. If somebody texts you a week ago and just said, "Hey, how you doing?" They want to ask, "Who is this person? How come they text you? When did you meet them?" They want you to give a whole birth certificate of how you know this person, and it's gonna create an issue anyway. So,
Damn, Rudy, what you been through?
I know how people are.
Okay, so Joffrey, what you thinking, Joffrey? Are you gonna switch phones or not?
I don't care. D's my answer. It don't matter. Like,
Okay, it's kind of half and half now.
Right. If she has
Okay.
a problem with cake, then she'll have an issue with that. But that's all. That's the only thing she could probably find on my phone, or some pictures of cake or something like that.
Cake for the viewers internationally. What's cake?
Cake is glamour shots, real artistic photos of models and stuff like that. They're very tasteful and
Yeah.
With no clothes on.
Right,
So Juju, are you switching phones or not?
I'm with what I see on this one. Listen, if you're gonna take my phone, look for what you're looking for, but please don't come with me and bullshit.
Elric, so we were saying that if the phone privacy, would you be okay switching phones with your girl for the day or not?
Sure. I always say you don't get what you look for.
Oh, so you're okay too.
You know me.
Most of the guys.
Wow. So
Wow.
ladies, real quick, ladies, Nadia said she's fine with switching phones. Rosie, what you think?
Hell no.
You say no?
Nope.
Why?
You want to give me your phone?
You know why?
First of all, I have nothing to hide at the end of the day, but you don't need to know my other friend's business. If somebody confided in me in something, what you gotta know for? What you gotta read it for? No. You don't need to know what's going on with my people, with my friends, if they confide something in me. No.
Oh wow.
So,
Okay now.
hell no.
What about Jahan? What do you think?
Hell no.
I'm B. Sorry, I'm B all day, every day.
Who's B? Oh, don't ask and I won't ask. Wow. Renzo?
It must be some level of privacy in a relationship.
Okay.
Level of privacy.
Oh, what kind of level
Saving
though?
space for the devil.
Oh Lord. Again, I want to give a shout out to all the viewers that are watching us. Make sure you leave your comments if there's anything you want us to discuss. And Elric, thank you for joining us, okay? All right,
No
so we'll do
problem.
another question or two before we move on. So the next question. Okay. The person you've been with for 2 months treats you like royalty, but refuses to put a label on it when you guys are together, ever. Is this a deal breaker for you? Again, the person you're dating for 2 months treats you like royalty, but refuses to put a label on what the two of you are doing, ever. Is that a deal breaker for you? A is yes, that's a deal breaker. B, only if you want to act like there's a commitment. Or C, no, labels don't really mean anything. Did you guys get that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so again, think about your answer. Don't say it out loud. And we're gonna see how well you guys know each other, okay? And if you're watching us in the chat, let us know what you think, okay? So for Renzo, what do you guys think Renzo chose?
Who Renzo again? The one that don't be seen?
Yeah, you see Renzo?
The one that's not seen in anything, but he just show up now?
No, that's Elric. Renzo, say hi, Renzo.
That one is Elric.
Try to put me on blast.
Oh,
Help make up my
sorry.
wardrobe. They help me up.
Okay, what do you guys think about Renzo? Do you think he's gonna be okay without a label or not?
Nah, Renzo,
Not
Renzo
okay without a label.
label. He needs to know what's going on, shorty. Yeah.
Everybody's saying no? Okay, so Renzo, what's your answer?
Yeah, my answer is no. I mean, honestly, maybe I could do like 2 weeks without a label, but 2 months is too long.
That's right.
All
You
right,
better
Renzo.
tell them.
Okay, Renzo. All right. What do you guys think Joffrey said? Joffrey. Do you guys think Joffrey said he needs that label or no?
No, that's too soon.
Okay.
That's still getting to feel the person out.
He's the man's man. He ain't ready for all that.
No? What y'all think?
Sure.
Ladies, what do you think? Thadius said no.
I'm gonna say
Jahan?
no.
No.
Everybody's saying no. Okay. Joffrey,
Yeah.
what's your answer?
I don't really care. It depends. If I really like her, if I really like her, I'd start to wonder. But if she treat me like royalty, maybe she just has a problem with labels. But I can wait. I can wait a bit longer. 2 months is not a big deal, especially if if we're expressing each other and everything like that. There's no question marks besides that. It's all right.
You'll wait, but not forever though, right?
Not forever. Not forever. But 2 months is
Okay. Let me get a lady. Let's see. Jahan, what do you guys think about Jahan? Is she gonna say she needs the title in 2 months or
Yes.
not?
Yes.
2 months?
She needs a title.
Everybody said yes. Jahan, is that true? What's your answer?
Wow, that's not necessarily true, actually.
Oh,
It's not.
No, not necessarily true. No,
what's your answer?
it doesn't have to be too much. Okay, so I mean, it could be at max 6 months, 6, 7 months, 8 months, but two. And again, it depends on how it's going. Like, what's his name? How what Joffrey said. It depends on how it's going. I mean, treating me like royalty. Okay, I love that, obviously, but what is the intention of the whole thing?
Okay. A little different there. Okay. All right. So let's do one more question and then we'll get into our previous episodes. Okay. All right. Okay. So you've been dating a new love interest for a few months. You now feel comfortable with going to their house. You get there and see no furniture or carpet, just a mattress on a concrete floor because they're extremely baroque. Are you okay with this? A, yes, money means nothing. Or B, no, their priorities are messed up. Again, you meet somebody new, you finally go to their house, and the bare concrete on the
They've been living
Not
there.
my problem.
Carpet, not even like some carpet. Just
No
Is there a
carpet.
mattress? Is there a mattress?
Damn.
Is it an air mattress or a real mattress?
Let's make it worse. It's the air mattress.
Did they got air conditioning in their house? What about AC?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Oh Lord. Okay. So is it A, yes, because money doesn't mean a thing, or B, no, their priorities are mixed up? Let me hear from who haven't I picked yet? Elric, what do you guys think Elric's answer is?
Elric is definitely a.
He's definitely
He's okay with it?
Oh wait, sorry, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I think
B.
yeah.
I got one B, I got two A's. Anybody else think it's B?
Wait, B like the money.
What is B?
B is no, their priorities are mixed up, or A, yes, money doesn't mean anything.
A. Elric A. Elric
A?
doesn't care.
Okay, Elric.
That's not gonna do is that in a way of knowing I'm not a shallow person, or is she saying I'm just
Elric. I'm sorry. Elric,
Yeah, I don't like what they doing to you, my dog.
what's your answer, Elric?
It's gonna be A. But
You see? Remember what Waxy said? She could be homeless.
because I'm not a shallow person, if a person
Every man is gonna be A though. Every man is gonna say A.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said though, how long she been
Every
living
guy
here?
gonna say A.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear from the ladies then now, okay? Let's pick a lady. Who haven't I picked? Rosanna, what do y'all think Rosanna's answer is?
Hell no.
Definitely
That's
B.
Ain't
Not
saying nothing but a gold digger.
not playing them games.
Does anybody have an answer for her other than B?
Ooh.
No?
I think she would
No.
do A if the guy if he has
There
a
you go. I think I always play
He had a
good.
what?
Okay, Thaddeus says it might be A if he has other qualities that she likes. Anybody else?
I agree.
Okay, Rosanna, what's your answer? Okay, you guys are right.
B boy.
Okay. All right.
Where's my cap?
Whatever.
Where's my cap? So you're trying to tell me
What
this
cap?
this fine guy, he like 6'5". This dude is chocolatey. He's treating you good. You love him. He looks amazing. This dude is like one of the finest dudes you ever went out with, and you happen to go by his house. And this is after you done put it down. And you go by his house, and his bed is on the floor. I think you would be like, honey, we could do something here.
Hell no, I see.
But that's not what the question. The question didn't say all of that. The question didn't say all of that.
Too far established for that.
Thank you,
Listen,
Julian.
come to my
Thank
house
you.
and put it down on me. I go to your house.
Okay, let me see if we're getting any comments in the chat so far. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk a little bit about our previous episodes. Okay. So we had some episodes that kind of stood out to some people and I got some comments about. So we're just going to discuss those real quick. Okay. So the first one was the dating single moms. If you guys recall Rudy and Thaddeus just going off telling women why they just don't want single moms. And I had single moms reach out to me like, look, I have guys hitting on me all the time and they don't feel the same way that these guys do. I want to come on the show and tell them off, right? So I just want to know from the other guys on here, do you guys have a problem with dating single moms? Do y'all shy away from dating moms that have kids?
No. I'm a whoop there.
Let's start with Daryl.
No, I don't have a problem. I just don't like young kids, really. Too young.
And is that because of kind of where you're at in life right now?
Kind of, yeah, because of where I'm at in life.
Okay. And how about you, Renzo?
Yeah, I mean, with me, yeah, I think it has to do more also with the age. I don't think it's so much issue of dating single moms, but yeah, if they have very young kids, that's gonna be a no for me.
Oh, that extra responsibility?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Joffrey?
Kind of the same thing. It's you got nothing against the lady. It's just that's a lot to sign on to. You know, everything always depends on the circumstance, but initially, at first thought, yeah, you tend to try to avoid that just because that's a lot of responsibility to kind of to sign on to, you know.
Okay, I understand. How about you, Elric and Juju? Elric, tell me.
I say there's plenty of milfs out there. So no reason to discriminate. No, but in all reality, no, my younger days I probably wouldn't until you had your own. You realize I'm saying there's a different level of appreciation you have for the kids. But me, I at least like to wait a while. I let them know I don't want to meet the kids. I don't want to know about them until we establish something. And once we probably establish something, then probably I can meet your kid. And because there's a lot of weight on the kid too. I think more consideration for the kids' feelings than her. So that's when you have your own kids. Before I had my own, yeah, wham bam, yeah, you're a MILF.
Wow. Okay. Juju, what about you and the people you know? Do they care?
Listen, I care. My cautionary or my statement is, listen, if you don't like me to discipline, chastise, or whatever the case is, because I whoop cheer and ass. I believe in listen, if your kid is bad, listen, he gonna get that tap, tap, tap. If you have a problem with that, don't leave your child with me. But I'll date you. I will.
Oh, damn, dude.
Oh, okay, so the next one I wanted to talk about was the one about why men don't approach women anymore. Okay, we got quite a bit of comments on that, about that, and a lot of people are kind of saying it's because women are so independent now, and it's like, okay, now, you know, if we approach you, it's a problem. If we don't approach you, it's a problem. So what do you guys think? Do you as men, single men in your 30s or upward, do you guys still approach women? Like, do you see there's still value to that? Or are you guys just like really sick of the whole thing? Tell me.
So for me, it has to be like an organic reason for me to approach her. Like it has to be something that will make me do it. I don't just randomly go up to people. They really have to stand out to me to say something to them. I think I've just my personal opinion. I think that we put too much emphasis on who's going to talk to who. If you think I'm attractive, then say something. If I think you're attractive and I want to talk to you, then I should say something. But I don't automatically just run up to everybody that I'm attracted to or I think is pretty. It has to be a little more to it than that.
But Rudy, what could, you know, what if you guys are not having an interaction? She's across the way from you. Like, you know, what could she do to kind of pique your interest? You know what I'm saying?
She should come and talk to him. We'll pack a ton. Just told you.
Hello.
But we're thinking. I thought you guys said on that episode we're not supposed to be obvious with it. We're not supposed to go up and say something. We're supposed to give you the look and the.
We say that that's what women do, but I never said that you can't do that. Like, that's something you could do. You could tell them hi. You know, hey, how are you?
Men like to be talked to.
What y'all think? Is that true, Daryl? Renzo, Joffrey, tell me.
Very true.
All you gotta do, make eye contact. Sometimes that's just enough. If you make eye contact, that's almost the same thing as saying, "Hey, come talk to me."
That's a grounds for harassment right there. So that means that every female that makes an eye contact with me is like,
no. Not like that. There's a way. There's a certain way a female looks at you where you're
and that's too open for interpretation.
That's true. You still walking a tightrope in today's environment. She could come in and say that you're harassing her or whatever, but
just say hi. Just say hi.
So Joffrey, would you be okay if she came up and said hi, or would you feel like that's not real tasteful?
No, I don't. No, that's happened. I'm not old fashioned like that.
What about you, Renzo? Are you okay with would you still approach a woman, Renzo?
Yeah, I think, again, I'm not old-fashioned either. I think it doesn't really matter who approaches. Whoever feels like approaching should do the approaching. Wouldn't read that much more into it, and that's just part of being sociable. If you're sociable enough to approach someone, you should be sociable enough to have someone approach you and have a normal interaction. I don't see the problem.
Okay, so the guy's kind of saying it's okay. Elric, do you second that, Juju?
No, if a woman got the confidence enough to be able to approach me, I'm all with it. That's a little bit of an attraction, but I ain't got no problem stepping to a old lady if you know what I'm saying. If she bad and she seem like she put together, then I like it that way. I like the old school approach, meet up in some grocery store or I don't know, a bar or somewhere, all this social media dating app stuff. I mean, it's overrated. I like the old school days of face-to-face interaction. You get to feel out there, feel her out right away. You know what you're dealing with. Okay. Especially, that's all to it. Have a little bit of confidence, and you're right.
Okay, Jahan's got a question.
I have a question. Well, Miss, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the old school way like the guy approaching the woman?
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I'm just used to women running up on me all day like it ain't got no sense. So it's like, yeah, that's their problem.
It's me.
What do you say you used to? Sorry.
No, I'm actually used to females actually approaching me plenty of times anywhere it is. Oh. Even when I'm with my exes, I could at least let them know I'm sorry, but your man is just
right.
Fine and yeah.
Wow, Elric. Wow. Why you didn't say cap? Why you didn't say you getting your cap on? Okay. So it seems like guys kind of are still open to doing that, and they're
right,
okay
Rosie?
with women saying, "Hey." How do you ladies feel about that? Rosie, Nadia, Jahan, are y'all okay with going up with a guy and just saying hi if you find that you're interested in him?
I have before, but it's not my preference.
Why? Why ain't it your preference?
Why? Because it's the courage and the fear of being turned down, the fear of rejection.
So why
the guy to deal with that
and tell them that you appreciate?
Y'all should be used to it, right?
I didn't hear you.
Rosanna,
closed mouth don't get fed.
Oh. Rosanna, how about you? Are you okay with approaching a guy if you find him interesting?
Woo. I mean, nothing's wrong with it, but man, you gotta be like really, really sure, and like be confident and get rid of that fear. But I don't mind approaching a guy. It's just it's actually nerve-wracking, to be honest.
So what's took you so long, Rosie?
Once you establish how?
I said, what's been taking you so long? I've been waiting.
So stupid. like I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, but like they were saying, the eye contact. If you're pretty sure and you're getting that certain eye contact and like a certain vibe and stuff like that, then I mean, why not shoot your shot? 2022, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Jihad, last one on this. Are you okay with approaching a guy if you think?
No, I'm not. I'm not for it.
Nope.
No, I don't know. It's I just
I
want the guy to approach me. I don't know.
She look like she take applications first.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like
she's the man
I feel like based on the setting, I may be the aggressor, but like if it's a public thing and there's like a restaurant or in a club or whatever, no, you should approach me. That's just how I see it.
Okay. But you have the interest.
Hmm?
You don't have the interest, you batting your eyes at me.
Yeah.
Right.
No, even if I have the interest, because the thing is, I think the way I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but the way I think is that a guy would naturally know if he's looking at me and if he's attracted to me, even if I have interest in him. And there's so many other women that are beautiful and sexy and all that kind of stuff, I'm not gonna like just approach you like you would know. So if guys have too many options for me to be approaching you. So if you feel like I'm attractive or you like me, whatever, approach me.
All right now. Okay. So it's good to hear different views, different opinions. Okay. So the last one I wanted to mention before we go on to taking our viewers' question was wait, you guys good? Okay. So the episode of how do I know if he or she really likes me? So when the guys, the women asked, wait, who, Joffrey?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. So yeah, so when the women ask, is it a red flag when you first meet a guy and his first date he wants is to come over his house? Like, is that a red flag or not? The two guys I had on that episode said, no, that's totally fine. Thaddeus being one of them. Do you guys agree with that? Is that a red flag?
I don't think that's a red flag.
No.
Wait, let me get this straight. You're saying that if you go on a date, for the ladies, they go on a date with a man and he says he wants her to come home with him on a first date?
No, like he wants the first date to be at his
At
house.
his home. That might actually be a really good thing.
Cut to the chase.
What do you
That might
think?
be a really good thing.
Daryl, what do you think? Do you think that's a red flag? Is he just trying to get some?
I do think there's a red flag. I think dude's trying to get some right away.
All right now. What about you, Renzo?
So a man thinks so is he.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, both extremes, because it could be someone trying to, I don't know, cook your dinner, be really forward, or it could be a creep looking to take advantage of the situation. It doesn't have to be a red flag, but personally, I would not do a first date at a home.
What if it's COVID?
Oh, make it worse.
Season.
COVID season. She said COVID season.
Let me hear from the other guys too. Elric, is that a red flag or not?
Nah, it's not a red flag.
No.
Hey, of course that's the way it used to be done sometimes. Well, hey, the truth. You stay out of this. You don't spread my business.
So Joffrey, what's your answer on this one?
Ladies, women should not. Don't put yourself in that position, because it used to be done like that, true, but you know how things are today, man. It's too crazy. Second, third, fourth date, do something like that. But on a first date, number one, I'm gonna say as a man, I'm not necessarily comfortable with her coming to my house just off the bat, because she's still a stranger, pretty much.
Y'all been communicating for a while. That I'm sure it could probably build up that trust and comfort.
That's
but
true.
you're adding to the story. That's not what was said.
Hey,
the first
date. Said how long you been talking for? You got to build up to that.
The problem.
Okay, well, thank you all for your opinions. So now we're going to start answering some of the questions from our viewers. But before we do, where's Rudy? We lost Rudy. Aw. Okay, I had something to tell Rudy, but okay, he's trying to get back on. Okay, so we'll just move to the next part then. Okay, so these are the viewers. As the show has been going on, I've got a couple questions. People are saying, hey, you should do a show on this, or they have different questions. So now we can speak about them live, okay? So, and again, if you're watching, viewers, please send your comments, your questions in the chat right now, okay? So the first one was, how to get out of the friend zone. So someone wanted from the male and female perspective, if you put someone in the friend zone, is there a possible way that person could get out of the friend zone? Let's hear from the ladies first. Can you guys put your mics on mute? Because I'm hearing some background noise, okay, please? Okay, so can I hear from the ladies? Let's start with who start? Rosanna, tell me. If the guy's in the friend zone, is there a way that he could get out of it?
Wow.
Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself.
It could depend on the guy.
Okay.
I won't think it can happen for every guy that's in the friend zone. It would depend. Um, because I think like men, some women we put guys in a certain box and we friend zone them. So we have friend zone them indefinitely. We have temporary friend zone. Then we have, so yeah, so we have like little things like that. So if it's somebody that's from the temporary friend zone and he's doing, like little things to get out of there, for example, dating, stepping up, showing interest, doing what he's supposed to do to capture my attention, then of course, and if there's a mutual interest, then of course he can get out the friend zone. But if he's in the indefinite friend zone, then no, he ain't never getting out of that. Because usually, just like men, I would believe that we women make up our minds on certain men that we would want to have anything with anyway. I think we know off the bat or right away. So if he's it depends on the guy, honestly. But I would say
so Jahan and Nadia, are you guys in agreement? Is it hard to get out of the friend zone? Is it possible? What do you girls think?
Well, okay. I was gonna say, for me, when I'm friends with someone, I'm kind of deep friends. Like they're telling me about their relationships. I have male friends that tell me how they. I might as well. I'll just come on and say how they dicking girls down. Like if they're telling me all of this, like, oh, I licked this and I did it. No, they share too much with me. I have friends that tell me this kind of stuff. I do. They will never get in the friend zone with me because I know too much. Like, oh, you did this. I can't get that out of my mind. But if it's someone who has not been on that deep level and they're showing interest and we're hanging out, it's possible. It depends on how much I know about them and how much dirt I know about them, But it is possible.
Oh, he said he's getting his cap for real this time. Oh my gosh. All right. Jahan, what do you think, Jahan?
I think it's almost impossible for a guy to get out of the friend zone. I think that guys who got out of the friend zone it's a situation where the woman has been dating for a long time, for a while, and it's that time where, I want to have kids, I want to settle down, and I might as well. And they just end up saying, F it, let's just live the rest of our lives together. But I really think it's going to be extremely hard for a woman to get a friend out of that friend zone. They will, and a lot of women, a lot of us, we have great friends that could be amazing partners, but no, we want the person outside.
No, I totally actually agree with Jahan. I feel like it is hard to get. I was going to say that very same thing. I think a woman puts you in the friend zone because she does not see you as a partner at all. And just like Jahan said, especially if she's younger, she's going to run through different guys first and then finally come back to you and say, okay, let's give it a shot. So I don't think, again, women are the ones who are normally like ready to go. You're ready to get married. You're ready to so if we put you in the friend zone, it's just something about you we don't see. Now, what if that thing changed though? What if it was like, okay, you weren't really attracted to him, but then he started, looking sexy schmexy, or if he was like, was not ambitious, but then he started getting himself together. Perhaps if those kinds of things changed.
Yeah, and then he's not gonna be interested in you.
That's true, right? That's true. That's true. Woo. Okay, guys. Now, what's your take on it, guys? Can a woman get out of the friend zone?
Yeah. There is no friend zone with women. I'll say it like this: if a female is in the friend zone, it's because it's a nice way of him telling you that he's not attracted to you.
Right, but it's your friend zone on your side, not her friend zone on your side.
Right.
Zones because they ain't attracted to them, or they try to protect the fact that they don't want them. Right. So if I put a friend zone, it's like, yo, bro, sis, I'm sorry, I don't want you. You're not coming out of it. I don't want to see you. We could do everything else, but a man puts a woman in a friend zone because ultimately, I don't want you. Facts.
Joffrey, so that's what you're saying too, right, Joffrey?
Pretty much. Yeah.
But you would still sleep with her though, right?
Yeah. Still put
If I
dick
knew
in.
if she liked me?
Yes.
No. If I knew she had, if I knew she had feelings with me, nah. Look, I said this before, man. I know a lot of fellas would disagree, but you're inviting the potential for ruin when you sleep with a woman who you know likes you and you ain't feeling it. I don't know. I'm paranoid about that sort of thing. I don't want to have no crazy situation and anything like that. I like to keep things nice and simple without no complications if I can. So if she's in the friend, if I'm not first of all, if I'm not attracted to her, that's why she's in the friend zone mainly. So no, I'm not sleeping with her. If I am attracted to her, she's not in the friend zone.
Okay, so Joffrey doing that is so Joffrey said he's doing the right thing. Okay, how about you guys, Daryl? Can a woman get out of the friend zone if you put her in the friend zone?
I agree with Joffrey. So
wow.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Ooh, Renzo, do you agree, Renzo?
I also agree with Joffrey, yeah, because
wow, Elric.
Attraction that's just how attraction works. If you're not, you can't force yourself to be attracted to somebody that you're not. I think it works both ways the same way. And likewise, you can't really convince someone that you're attractive if they don't find you attractive. So, stay friends and go date people who you find attractive.
Wow.
All right.
What about you, Elric? Are you agreeing with the other guys? Oh, sorry, I put you on mute. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Can you unmute?
So now, trying to cut me out.
No, it had a little background noise. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get you. Nah, sometimes it's not even about the attraction. Sometimes people just get too comfortable in that friend zone. They don't know how to find their way out of it. And sometimes, like, grow some balls and take her out of that friend zone. Well, a lot of times you can have friends with benefits and still keep that.
Here we go.
Here
we go.
You gotta know how to find your way out that zone.
Now, what about Juju? Sorry, Juju gotta tell me, Juju.
I don't know why these men playing games. Y'all know if y'all put a female in a friend zone, ain't no way, no shape, no how. Like, these females be trying to bend backwards, do all the most for them. But at the end of the day, a guy in the friend zone versus a female who puts a guy in the friend zone is totally different. Like, guys just keep them, like how they say, they stiff arm them to that corner because it's like, well, I don't want to be mean to her, but it's just like, you ain't never gonna make it. And that's just how it is.
Ladies watching, no matter how much times you wash his drawers, bend over backwards, do all kind of stuff, doesn't matter. You're stuck in the friend zone.
Yep.
You got to keep it moving, okay? All right, so that's a good conversation. What about the level of girlfriend versus wifey? Because I know some women are kind of stuck in the gray area where they've been dating a guy for like 3, 4, 5 years, but haven't made it to like the wifey. Can a woman make it move from girlfriend to wifey? Is that possible?
No.
Of course.
Guys?
No, that's very possible. Who said no? Rosanna?
Yes.
I did not say no. I didn't say anything.
What do you guys tell me, guys?
Oh, Julian.
I say yes.
Yeah.
And I think Thaddeus explained very much what skill do you bring to that table. And he was telling about, can you cook, can you clean, girlfriend's probably not doing any of that. But if she stepped up her game and did those things, could be looked at as in a different vein. Also, how she looks at children, how, there's a whole gambit of different things you could do it. But I think a girlfriend doesn't have to do much, but a wife is much different. And it's how much you're willing to build your life with that person.
But how many of men is actually looking for a wife versus a girlfriend?
And not only that, you ain't need 5 years to figure out if she's gonna be a wife.
Boom! But
sometimes
guys,
wasting a woman time.
Man, I'm on your side. I'm sorry. I'm not anti-men, but again, I'm a little different with my mindset, period. but it's just like when I go into a relationship, I'm not talking about, oh, my girlfriend. No, shorty. Is you coming to me with some wifey material, or you coming to me on some, I gotta teach you how to be a wife. Period.
So how about you, Thaddeus? Can she move from girlfriend to wifey or what?
Nah. Well, okay. So if we're talking about
Speak the truth,
general,
boss.
well, I got my cap. I'm not putting it down. If we're talking in general, for like the general guy, a guy will spend a lot of time with a woman, and he will be watching, and he will be hoping that she becomes the woman that he really wants her to be, as far as like wife material, right? So a guy will do that. Guys will do that. So it is possible for you to be a girlfriend and then to add qualities that make you into a wife. And as time goes by, that can happen. For me personally, those are the things I look for up front. If you don't have them, chances are you will never have them. I'm not trying to make anybody a wife who is not a wife. So then, if that's what your lane is right there, then that's what we're going with.
Oh, okay now. All right.
I
Well,
can agree with that. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next question was, someone had, what are the common things that men and women do that annoy each other while they're in a relationship? So in the relationships that you guys have been in, what has been like your complaint that you see about the opposite sex? What do y'all think? Joffrey, you have the smirk. What's the smirk for, Joffrey? Tell me.
I don't like ladies that nag. I don't like when they nag me. I don't like when they try to change superficial things about me. Like I had a female one time try to get me out of wearing cargo shorts. I'm like, I'm not gonna stop wearing cargo shorts. They're very convenient. If that's such an issue for you, bounce. Like, yeah, bounce. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, stuff
so
like
got
that.
The nagging, trying to change me. Woo!
My mama don't like you.
Officially, I'm not talking like if she's like encouraging you or whatever. If you down in the dumps or you got laid off or something like that, and she's trying to help you, that's one thing. But I'm talking about like superficial stuff, like she doesn't like your sneakers, she's trying to change your dress code, like stuff like that. It's like,
Okay. Nadia, you have your hand up. Nadia raised she used the raise hand icon. Wow. In a staff meeting right now. Yes, Nadia.
Well, I have in addition to your question, I wanted to see if anyone answers your question. Can they also answer what are some complaints that people have received about themselves?
That's personal right there.
Don't do that. Don't do that now.
Because we always focus on what the other person did, but not really. What about me? What is a common thing or theme that you've heard about yourself that you did?
That's a good
from multiple
question
people.
too. That way it gives you things to work on. That's a really good question.
So let me hear from, do you guys have any other common stuff, and what anybody want to be real and say what people complain about?
I know one. I can tell you one. What happens if my mama don't like you?
Ooh.
Who's that?
That's real.
Yeah, that is.
Who said that?
Me, Daryl.
So if your mom doesn't like her, it's a no-go?
It's a big
It might not be.
Wow.
Why?
Oh, she might think you sneaky, might think you want different things. I could make a list of what my mom.
But at the end of the day, it's up to you to paint that picture for your mother.
But you asked me what people said. They even wrote a song about it. Justin Bieber wrote it. My mama don't like.
But she like everyone.
But she like everyone. But she ain't like you.
Gosh. So Elric and Renzo, tell me what's the common thing that you guys hear from women? What are your complaints?
From women?
Yeah.
Or what my complaints about them?
Oh, both.
Oh, one word: insecurities. Just the 21 questions. The not trusting. The where you at? Where you going? How long you gonna be there? It's just, you know how it goes. The nitpicking, like the other person say. Just
What about you, Renzo?
So are you asking what is a complaint that I get?
Yeah, what's the complaint that you get? Tell me.
A complaint that I get, time patience.
Oh.
Maybe I can get like, or at least, I can seem like I'm not patient enough. Like I can, maybe get a little flustered too quickly. And when it comes to my side, it's I think pride can be an issue in the sense that, and I think it goes both ways. But yeah, if you date someone that is too proud to like admit that they might have done something wrong, or that they might have caused you to feel uncomfortable, and then just refuse to just own up to whatever they did, I think that's a big problem.
Ooh, you say on both sides. Before I hear from the ladies, you gonna stick around or you got to go? Okay, well, tell me, Thaddeus, because Thaddeus gotta go soon. Thaddeus, tell me, what's your complaint and what, as if we have to guess, is the complaint that women have about you?
You know how I know I was bad? I was really, really bad. Is I was dating this girl one time, and I think I saw her like writing something down, and what she was writing down was all the stuff that I complain about. And it was like a list of like 40 things. And she told me that she wrote them down because she didn't want to do them again. Because how nitpicky I am at times. And then I was like, okay, I definitely have to change that about myself. Can't have that type of be so nitpicky about people. And that's one of the biggest complaints, that I'm very, very nitpicky.
40, Thaddeus?
She had like 40 things. She actually wrote them down on the list. I went through them, and indeed, they were the things that I didn't like.
Oh my gosh.
So that's one horrible thing.
And what? So have you changed that?
Yeah, I try not to be so nitpicky.
Oh my God. Are you nitpicky about yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, come on, look at me. Come on.
What? Okay. Just kidding. So tell me, Thaddeus, what's your complaint about women?
I have about 40 things that
40.
And where do I start?
Oh Lord, give us the top 5.
Bring up the list. Top 5, of course, the nagging thing. Number 2, projecting. Number 3, too emotional, not enough logic. That's a huge one for me. I'm a super logical person, and when you're just dealing with emotions and just your emotions fluctuate from day to day, I can't take that. Number 4 is like women take no accountability, 0, and that pisses me off.
Oh, that's kind of what I was.
0 accountability. Everything is somebody else's problem. Y'all blame men for all your problems. Y'all blame the government. Y'all blame, take accountability.
Wow.
Or these men in this, they're saying that, or your child is not doing bad. Is the teacher fault? It's everybody's fault but yours.
Oh. Wow. Okay, now. Woo. Okay.
Wow.
No, that was good. Ooh, okay, we have to do an episode for you. The 40 things Thaddeus hates. Okay, how about let me hear from the ladies. Ladies, what's your complaint about men?
I think the number one thing for me is that whenever you speak to a guy that you're with and you want to talk about something that makes you feel uncomfortable, the very first thing they tend to say is I can never make it right. I can never do right. I can never do right by you.
Go back to your first thing.
Nagging. I'm just having a communication about something that made me feel uncomfortable. And you done reach on a whole spectrum of how you can never do right. Slow down, partner.
I agree.
Thank you.
Take it like
and how wait, Thaddeus, how did that come into nagging?
It's PTSD, right? So imagine how many times that guy has been sat down and told that there's something wrong with him. So immediately when you do that, it just triggers him. Immediately he's like, oh man, this is like the 50 other times that some woman try to find something bad with me. In his mind, he's like, all right, what is it? What is it now? What is it? What is it? You didn't like the way how I shifted? What did I do? I spat where I wasn't supposed to. It's always something. And that was the number one thing, was nagging. We don't like it. Stop saying, honey, I need to talk to you. Just learn to just let it go. Let it go.
So if you're in a relationship with your significant other and there's something that occurred that made her feel uncomfortable, you're saying that by her, let me finish. You're saying by her communicating that with you is nagging.
So yes, in a way, because the thing is, women have to realize that you guys are emotional. So a lot of things that make you feel uncomfortable, quote unquote, is just your emotions. And listen, I as a man, I can say that. I don't give a flying rat's behind about the many emotions that flow through your brains. It's like, it's too much for me to handle. Like, so we don't need to talk about every single time. Now, if it's something serious, you have to know as a woman what's serious and then broach that question or broach that thing, but it has to be something serious. It can be, I told your mom, you didn't like the tone of voice that I used with your mother. Like, don't do that. That is, oh, well, I didn't feel very well about the way that you spoke to me in the restaurant. You know, I just feel so embarrassed. Like, come on, man. Like, you harassing the dude about that? Like, come on.
That one hurts you.
Okay.
Anyway, I gotta go.
Question
Oh,
for you.
okay.
Wow.
Smoke trail right there. Okay.
So, I might never feel that type of way. I never feel that type of way when women talk to them a certain type of way.
Wow.
Say that
Okay.
again. I didn't hear, sorry.
I said, so a man never feel a way when a woman talk to them a certain type of way.
Of course.
Of course.
No. I'm
Yeah,
talking to
all
the women.
human beings.
I'm talking to the wassies and the 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4 men on this call. Because my thing is cool. Because for me, is if a woman raise her voice too loud, it's like, babe, you need to calm down.
Right.
But at the same time, if she coming at me like, yo, babe, I didn't like the way you talk to my mom, it's like, you're not nagging me.
That's not
it's just the fact that you're presenting something to me that's an issue in a relationship. So like for me, it's like, where does the borderline of nagging come in? Because nagging is like, you've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
Like if every time I go and shower and the mat wet, it's like, babe, the mat is going to be wet. Shut up, and the mat is going to be wet. But if you don't, because if it came to a man and the woman talked to my mother crazy, I'm gonna come to her like, babe, you need to relax.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about it, because again, it's not gonna be a nagging situation to me. But how is it a nagging situation from a man to a woman versus a woman to a man? Because you ain't gonna talk crazy to my mother, no matter how crazy my mother is.
No, it's
Daryl, tell them, Daryl.
I'm with you.
But I do. It seems like it's all about choosing your battles, right? We can't nitpick every single thing a guy does, and because they're not like that. I feel like guys are way more, accepting of women's flaws. Is it that you guys are way more accepting, or you guys just hold it inside? Like, what is it?
It's just
Hold on. What were you saying, Joffrey?
It's just within reason. Like I use the word nagging, but I mean that within reason. It's just like what Juju just said, where if she comes to you and says she doesn't like the way you spoke to her mother, the tone you use, that's not really nagging. You're saying basically you want to know, okay, what did I like? Tell me about it, because as he also underlined, if she talks crazy to my mama, I'm not having that. Ain't nobody talk to my mama like that. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Just within reason.
I think
it seems like it's those little day-to-day things that really throw people off, right? The whole wet in the shower, the rug, and all that.
Shower mat, that's nagging. That's like, come on, that's nothing.
And I think there's a form of nagging.
You have to know what the definition of nagging is. To me, nagging is just repeating yourself over and over and over. If you tell somebody to do something hey babe, I need you to do this today. If he said he's gonna do it, we women have to realize that if he said he's gonna do it, and we have to wait for him to do it on his own time. That's a problem that we women have. So it's like we tell them to do something, we want it done like right away. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna do it when they want to. But if you keep telling him, to me, that's what I think nagging is. Going at him.
Right.
Do that. I told you do this, do that. But he's gonna do it. We just have to wait till he does it.
I think nagging also has to do with like you said, the frequency of it. If you tell me to go cut the lawn and it's been raining all week and you keep asking me about cutting the lawn, I might lose my mind, because you should know better than to keep asking me if it's been raining all week.
Exactly.
But I think there's also a difference between emasculating a man too, that I see women try to do sometimes. Too. And I think that's a big thing where putting on a show either in front of their kids or their family, and there's things that can be handled in a different way. So there's a fine line between nagging, emasculating, and how you just speak to somebody in communicating. You know, if it's your partner, you want to be able to communicate. But I think nagging is, in a way, it's kind of destructive in a way, because you're kind of putting the person down and you're making them seem like they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Now, again, if you've told them several times it's not raining and they didn't cut the lawn, then there's something bigger there.
Right.
So, right. Like maybe I don't want to cut the lawn. Maybe I don't know how to cut the lawn. I mean, I think that when you nag, you got to figure out what the actual circumstance is, and there might be something bigger than what you're really fighting over.
But even when, I want to go back just to what just happened there, right? Even when I was specific with the particular type of question or concern that your partner has and she want to communicate about it, it looked like it triggered something with that is. And that can happen with a lot of us, both men and women. Like if we've seen qualities within our ex, or that ex that we just want to forget about, and then you start dating someone, you start getting to know them, and slowly you're seeing the same thing. Like, poor girl or poor guy, he probably just said it one time. Are you nagging me? You keep like, whoa, slow down. This is my first time talking about this.
But I think he
come
used
back again. But he was triggered, and sometimes that happens to us within our relationships too.
I agree with
Trauma.
you. I agree with you. I think he gave a good example of having PTSD. So I think some of us have this. I thought it was funny, but you're right. I do think some of us have things that will trigger from a previous relationship that we have unresolved. Yep. And then if a new relationship brings it up, it's like, oh my God, here we go again. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's still. Go ahead.
There's still a difference between nagging and being triggered. Like, I feel like either way, I understand what women or men and go through. But again, it's like, what's nagging versus being triggered? Like, a lot of people, we have PTSD because we're triggered. That means there's been something that traumatically, did something to you. But again, it's like, let's separate the fact that PTSD is different from being triggered.
But actually,
and also being triggered.
Juju, let me interject for a quick second. The way the brain operates with your subconscious mind, if something gets triggered, it's telling the brain that I'm having the exact situation, it's reoccurring. So in your brain, it's like, it's happening again. Whether the face of the person is different, whether the timing is different, it's happening again. So guess what? It goes in the category of nagging. That person is nagging.
Which is okay, but again, my statement still stands.
No, it's not okay.
There's a difference between, again, PTSD, there's a difference between nagging, and then there's a difference between being triggered. They're all separate episodes that cause maybe alike reactions, but again, we also need to know as a person, whether man, female, woman, boy, girl, place, animal, thing, that we have triggers that are not PTSD, we have triggers that are nagging, and we also have triggers that are PTSD, and they're not all the same. So we also have to separate those things to therefore react in a different way.
But that takes a level of maturity, a level of real maturity in terms of being in tune with like unpacking those issues that you have.
Absolutely. And
it looks like we got a bit of a good discussion about communication. So that's good. I think we need to do an episode on that, because I think that's a real, issue that people have when they're in relationships. So the next question I'm going to ask real quick, we're going to wrap it up in just a bit, is we did an episode about getting married in your 20s, right? And we did have a viewer ask, what are our thoughts about getting married in your 20s? So we have someone on the line who did it. and we have other people who have not been married in their 20s. Do you guys regret it? Do you wish that, you know, that sweetheart you had in your 20s, that y'all would have just got married and lived it up? Or are you guys okay with the decision you made? Daryl, tell me, because you said you got married in your 20s, right?
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't do it again. You know, I just think that you're still growing and changing, and there's still, you know, you're going through your first job and all these first things, and you still have a lot of, you know, being married in general is a lot of responsibility. And I think that you should wait until your 30s, you know, because you're kind of more set in your ways. You have a better job. You've gone through some things. It's just that, you know, for me, it wasn't, you know, it just didn't work out.
Okay, so you think if maybe you guys were older, you would have had a better chance?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different factors, but yeah, I do think that.
What about you guys? Who else on the line wants to talk about that? Was there anybody in your 20s that you regret, like the one that got away, guys, ladies?
I don't think that, for me, it's not a matter of feeling like someone got away. I just think that it's kind of, I like to look at things at the grand scheme of it, right? I just think like in general, being married younger is better to me.
Younger or in your 20s?
Huh?
Younger or in your 20s?
Sorry, in your 20s. Being married like in your 20s and like getting that over and done with and starting your family, it to me just works out better. Like, I don't know, in my opinion.
What about you guys on the call? Elric, I didn't hear from you in a while. You unmute yourself. Unmute first. You have to unmute, Elric.
My bad. I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself.
Go ahead.
Nah, 20 is too early. You still got a lot of life to live and experiences to learn. That's just too soon. Me, I regret missing marrying the puppy loves and those first timers. And
okay. So what about you, Renzo? Renzo, are you okay, Rosie?
I mean, am I okay with it? Yes, but personally, I know that looking back, you know, 23, 25, even 27-year-old Renzo would have been a disaster husband. As far as maturity level comes, you know, maybe 29-year-old Renzo would have had a chance, and maybe that's when you know, if anything, if I would have had to get married in my 20s, it would have been at 29. Not before that. And again, you know, it depends on the maturity level of the people and their lifestyle. I just know that my maturity level definitely was not there. And it would have done a disservice to whoever married me at the time.
What about you ladies? Nadia, Rosanna, what do you guys think?
I think if it's the right person and someone that can grow with you and have, you know, you can really make some future plans with that person. You know, sometimes people get married in their 20s and 10 years go by and one person is still kind of stagnant with their life goals and career, and the other person is excelling, you know, and climbing the ladder. So I think it depends on the couple. So for me, I wish I would have, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, it didn't happen for me, but I'm just assuming that maybe it would have been a little better if I would have got married in my 20s. But like I said, if it was the wrong person, it would have worked out regardless of what age you are. So, but if you marry the right person at the right time, I think look out.
I think a lot of women. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rosie.
I was just saying that also to add to, people get married in their 20s for different reasons too. Could be, I'll give an example, even for religious reasons. You know, a couple that was in a relationship, oops, she got knocked out, let's get married. So, I mean, you know, some people in their 20s, it's not something that I would condone, you know, just to do that. But in a situation like that, if they're getting, you know, the proper guidance and, you know, and like they just said, grow together as well, then that can help. Because when you have especially when you have a kid involved, it's gonna make you grow up real quick. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why people do get married in their 20s. You know, other reasons where some people feel like they are ready to get married in their 20s. But even I kind of agree with Daryl too, that in your early 20s, you're still growing up, you're still figuring out life. I feel 20s is your time for you to do all the mess ups you want to mess up. You're trying to figure out who you want to be, you're trying to figure out what you want to do, you know, but I can't put a time on marriage and an age for everybody. So each is, you know.
Based on my experience in my 20s, there were some guys that I thought were probably really good guys, but I was too busy doing dumb shit. So in my age now, I do think about like, you know, if I did give that person a chance and if I really was serious with them, you kind of think like, okay, would it have worked out? Would we still be together now? So that's just like a question mark, right? But I think a lot of women do that. In our 20s, we don't want the guy that's like good for us. And then when we get older, we looking back like, maybe he was boring, but by now we could have been on the same page. So I think that's something to think about too, that the man you want in your 20s may not be the guy you want in your 30s. So choose wisely, men and women.
You might not even be as further in life as you are today too either. They could have held you back too. So, you know, it's a risk either way.
It's the whole shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Who knows?
Which ultimately goes to show you that again, being married in your 20s is an issue. There's too much unsettling, unknown situations, emotions, and every shun you could think of. So me getting married at 21 is like, bro, you literally ain't leave your mother house yet. Even if you did, you still trying to figure out what's what. Like you don't know what type of woman you like, or if it's a man. I mean, if it's a woman, what exactly do you like? What exactly do I look for in a man? So there's too much unsettling things and variables that you should be able. You marrying at 23, girl, you crazy. You would definitely be divorced by the time you may be 26 or 27. You ain't gonna make it to 30.
But that's the thing is when, to me, in my age, when we were younger, that was the thing. Like you thought I was going to be married at 25, then I'm going to have a kid, and then we're going to do all this. So people are kind of trying to get married in their, 25. But I think it's different now. I think people are probably marrying later and wiser.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
Because back in our
if everybody was being real with themselves, they just admit that they just know they're not trying to commit to one piece of ass their whole life at an early age.
Of course, Alec.
Keep it real.
But y'all ain't trying to commit now.
You get to a point. My age is probably 25, but I slowed down, but 30. But yeah, everybody be honest with themselves. They know that's the real reason. They had one piece, then they realize it's too good to be stopping here. Like, right, Juju?
I beg your pardon.
Okay, so I have one last question. Thank you guys all for joining us again. If you have any comments, we're taking our last kind of questions now. If you guys who are watching, the viewers, thank you for watching. You can leave your comments. Okay, so the last question someone sent in was, when someone cheats, gets caught, and then says it was a mistake, is it really a mistake or is it a bad decision? Mistakes take away the ownership on the person. So what do you guys think? When somebody cheats, is it really a mistake or did they really make the decision to do this? And should we stop calling it a mistake? Juju raising his hand. Yes, Juju.
Now, let me tell y'all. I used to have this English teacher, and this is metaphorical in the same senses, and I'll come back to it. I used to have a friend of mine that used to always come to class late, right? And she used to always say, "I'm sorry, miss, I'm sorry." So one day, like the second or third time, my teacher said, "All right, do y'all understand what I'm sorry is?" And she went into the definition of, and I told my friend, BITCH, you know you lost that hands down. Because again, and let's go back to the actual question you asked, it's like, what's really a mistake? And especially in the norms or in the senses of dating or having a woman, having a man, being in a relationship, is like, what's really the mistake? And I don't think there's much mistakes that happen, especially now in time, that is just more of a, my man's, you went ahead and you did what you did because you made a decision, and it's not a mistake. It was that you wanted to do it, you did it, and you thought you could get away with it.
Oh.
Versus the fact that, damn, this really happened. I didn't mean for it to happen. And for me, a mistake also comes back to you being able to own up to it, regardless of how it may make the wife or husband feel. It's something, yes, you're not so open to go run and tell, but at the same time, I can be open with my lady or my man and say, you know what, I really messed up. This was really a mistake. This is what happened, honey. And I want to vow to you, whatever, we can make this work. But again,
so you think maybe if they confess, then it's not that they got busted. Maybe if they confess that it was a mistake.
Because confession can still mean bullshit. But what I'm saying is, like, it's 2021. Who is still really making mistakes cheating? Who is really making mistakes cheating?
Right.
What y'all think?
Exactly.
You guys.
I think it is. I think cheating most of the time it is a mistake, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't done on purpose. The whole angle where I didn't mean for this to happen, to me, I look at that like, how do you accidentally have sex with someone?
Exactly.
I mean, that's
plenty of women that claim they slip, tripped, and fell on some.
Right. That's it could be a mistake, but keep it real. It was done deliberate, and you regret. That's what it is now. You regret that you did it, maybe.
Yeah.
So to act like it was an accidental thing or whatever.
That's crazy.
So it's not a mistake. The mistake is
they're sorry they got caught. That's all. They're sorry they got caught.
Because you still made a conscious decision after the mistake to say, I'm about to go all the way through. So it ain't no mistake.
The thing about it, like a mistake, like most mistakes, you could trip and fall. That's
right. But it's trip falling.
Or you could be taking a math test and you answer a question wrong. That's a mistake. You put down what you meant to put down, but you made a mistake. You made the wrong choice, and that's all cheating is. He or she made the wrong choice, and they may or may not regret it. But I didn't mean for this to happen. That's the only thing I take issue with. But people call it a mistake. I think that's legit. But it's up to you whether or not you want to put up with that. You know?
What about you, Nadia? Nadia, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, well, from listening to what everyone is saying, I'm thinking instead of saying, oh, I made a mistake, would it be more along the lines of, oh, I made the wrong decision or I made a bad choice?
Boom. Yes.
That's the better way of putting it. It definitely
instead of saying I made a mistake. Making a mistake is, like Jaffer was saying, but if you say, okay, I actually made the wrong decision or I made the wrong choice, that's more taking more accountability. Making a mistake is really, it just happened and I couldn't avoid it. Like, oh, I made a wrong turn, or, oh, I meant to do this and that happened. That's kind of like sometimes some of that is unavoidable, but cheating is avoidable. And, taking accountability, I think, is how the person presents it. And if they really take accountability and want to have change on behavior in the future, I think that makes a big difference.
Presentation is big. I agree with that. If they frame it in a way of this was some sort of a mishap, they just couldn't help themselves. That's kind of a red flag for you right there. But like you said, the way they word it, that's how you want to pay attention to that.
Ooh, Daryl, Renzo, Jahan, tell me.
Well, I think everybody said it. I think the issue becomes, I don't want to dice mistake versus that. I think it goes back to the accountability and, hey, I did this instead of this just happened to me and, my penis fell into her. That's crazy.
Mistake?
But to say, I did this and I hurt you and acknowledging that you did something wrong, however you say it, and taking ownership of it, and then understanding that, You're gonna, if you're working on the relationship, you're gonna have to work and rebuild trust again, or that it might be over because of the decision that you made. You got to own it. You can't just put it off on everybody. I think people like to project, well, you made me do this, or you neglected me, or all this stuff.
I hate that.
So I think what happens is you have to be careful on what that person's saying and how they're presenting themselves.
Like rationalizing. That's what that is.
Right, because a lot of people rationalize bad behavior. Like, you made me do this. That's why I slept with your best friend.
But guess what? Excuses are for the incompetent. So if they're doing that, they're incompetent. Because I don't believe in that rationalizing nonsense. That's crazy to me. Like, one of the biggest pet peeves is like, even in a relationship, let's say you get in an argument with a guy and you're saying, hey babe, I didn't like when you do this, and then he turn around and say, oh, I did this because you did this. That does really like ask me up. Like, there should be no reason for you to do what you did because I did something. Just own it. Just be like, okay, babe, this is that. Don't give me a reason why. You know, like, take accountability for it. And a lot of guys like to do that. They like to justify their behavior. No, wrong is wrong. If I did something wrong, then tell me. Don't do something wrong behind that and then justify it and say you did it because I did this, that person. Come on.
But I have a question. I agree 100%, but I have a question. What if that is the case for real? Like, the person really did that, they ended up sleeping with someone else because of whatever that was going on in the relationship. Because I feel like cheating happens way before the physical act even occurred, right?
But wisdom is.
And there's, huh?
Hold on, let me let Jahan finish. Go ahead, Jahan. What are you saying?
And there's a greater issue there from before. There's a greater issue there that is just the end result of what was already going on. And I believe with marriages and relationships where people were able to build from affairs and from cheating is because they were able to go back in the beginning as to what was the breakdown from the beginning that led to that. But again, we are emotional creatures, and like, you've seen and thinking over and over your man or your woman is in bed, laying in bed naked with another person that's not you. It's like, oh my gosh, how does that part get out of your head? But if you're able to get over that, then and find the root of it, I believe a lot more marriages and relationships could be saved.
I'm sorry, but there's no justification or reason for cheating.
None. The same way there's no justification or reason for committing murder or committing crime, right? Or stealing. But the thing is, because it's such an emotional thing, it's like, hell no, I'm not accepting that. Come on, man. Like, I'm not saying
I understand what you're saying.
I want my man to go ahead and cheat and I'll forgive him. No, hell no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, I feel like we categorize certain things. Like, we categorize homosexuality, we categorize cheating, lying, stealing, like talking mean and being bad and ugly and manipulative. To me, it all comes kind of down on the same thing. Like, I'm gonna stop talking.
No. I communicate. Sorry, go ahead, Jeffrey.
My question is, where's the mistake?
I wasn't talking about.
I get where she's coming from, because you could actually have them. Obviously, y'all get in a fight, you'll get a big argument, whatever, and somebody say something that they probably can't take back or do want to take back. And a person feels that, okay, then we probably done and maybe it's over, whatever else. And they go out and go do their thing. And, they wake up next morning, like, you know what? Even though I may have been upset or mad or not thinking about it rationally, I thought it was over at the time. But I'm realizing I probably still love it.
Do you know the amount of things we do when we're emotional?
Right. So it probably was a mistake that he thought it was, or she may have thought it was over, or that things are unconsolable, that they ran off.
Okay, Joffrey had a comment. Joffrey, go ahead, tell your comment. We got to wrap it up. Tell me.
Yeah, I wouldn't accept that if a female came to me with that, because to speak to what Johan said, I understand where she's coming from, but they're not happy in the relationship. get
Then
out of
don't
it.
stay. Leave. Exactly.
It's never, you
Exactly.
can't. That's why, like, when people say stuff like, you know, they cheated and it was because they were unhappy, I'm just like, oh man, that's bullshit. Come on, man. You cheated because you
agree with
cheated.
you.
Period.
100%.
That's all it is.
100%.
Let me make something really, really clear. I am
Wait,
not saying, I'm not saying
before,
that I'm not saying
all
that
of
the
that,
act of cheating. I want to make something clear because maybe I'm being misunderstood. I am not saying that the act of cheating on your significant other is like justifiable, it's right. What I'm saying is human nature, we tend not to try to figure out the root of something. We tend to only highlight the end result, which is why when people are emotional and stuff like that, there's so many things you tend to do. Elric made a really good example, right? There's so many reasons someone can step out of a relationship. So many. The same way, there's so many reasons why someone can kill. There's so many reasons why someone can spit in someone else's face or run somebody over because of the heightened emotions. I'm not saying it's right, guys. I'm just saying, like, we tend not to want to have those hard, difficult conversations with our partners from the jump.
Oh,
But I have a rebuttal.
so communication.
And you run off
So
to make
communication is
For that too, because
Okay.
I have a rebuttal for that for Jahan, because at the end of the day, I believe you control your emotions. The emotions does not control you. So no matter how
telling me you've never sinned.
Excuse me?
No.
So you're saying you've never sinned?
Sin is not the problem.
No, we're not talking about sin. What I'm saying is
I'm generalizing it though. I'm saying that sometimes we act away because of how we are emotionally wired. I am not excusing it.
Right,
that's
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're pointing. I understand what you're saying, like what Jeffrey said. We understand what you're saying. But if that's something that's been festering, that's where communication comes in and you talk about it. And if you're not happy, then you leave. There should not be any reason whatsoever for you to go out and do the end result that you did. If you're having these reoccurring problems, you bring it up and you say, hey, babe, these are the issues that I'm having. Let's talk about it. Let's come up with solutions so both me and you can be happy. If there's no resolution that can come up and you guys keep having these issues and you feel like you've done everything that you can do, then don't stay in the relationship. Do not change.
Yes, I think everyone's on the same page.
Yeah,
We're not
we are.
saying it's okay to do it.
Mhm.
We're
Absolutely.
saying there are reasons why it happens, and people
why
can
it
discuss those reasons to come to some understanding.
But
okay, did you guys have any final comments you wanted to make before we leave?
We're trying to make it good.
Go ahead, tell me, Juju.
No, go ahead. But they have other ones.
What you said?
I think Daryl wanted to
I think to Jahan's point, I think this is it, is that communication is the key, right? We all understand when we make decisions and what we have to do, but a lot more marriages could be saved if there was a part of forgiveness and true forgiveness. I think it is easy to just be angry and stay in that, and that's okay too. I think it takes a lot more work for people to rebuild that trust because it's the first thing that's broken and it's the hardest thing to repair. So I think that's what she was really saying. As it relates to relationships and stuff, I mean, we all know what our deal breakers are. And we know what people did to us in the past. And some people, you cheated once, that's too bad. Some people might say, you know what, I came from a divorced household. I'm going to try and see how this really works. And maybe I can rework my marriage. I think it depends on what the people are going to do. And I think, like, you know, that's what makes us unique in our relationships. Yeah. But I think that we all have to just be cognizant of what we're allowed to do, what triggers us, what makes us act. And if we can walk, and, you know, I think most rational people want to walk away before we do something that's so damaging to the relationship. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. Anybody else want to leave any final comments before we log off here?
Yeah, I think that also to echo Jahan's point, I think, and also the whole issue about mistake. Yeah, I feel like, for the most part, cheating is a mistake in judgment in many stages, because the first mistake is to think that this lingering underlying issue, can someone can either be resolved or can be put off to the side by getting distracted with other people. And I feel like that's where the first mistake begins. And, you know, obviously, I agree, the cheating starts way before the actual, you know, physical act. But I think the physical act is just very meaningful because it's just so plain and clear, and there's not open to interpretation. It's just something that is just so in your face that, okay, this happened. And I think, you know, part of the reason it might be so painful is because, again, like they were saying, not just because of the act, what's happening in the moment, but like, you know, everything that it carries from.
Renzo, thank you. All very good ending comments. Anyone else?
I say in this era of and culture of instant gratification, people just gotta learn how to find that relationship with the other partner that they can both always constantly make themselves happy with through communication, whether it's communication wise or sexual wise, as long as they can communicate and be on the same page. I'm always finding that instant gratification with each other, then it'll be good. But besides that, old school way of trying to wait things out and trying to work things out. It's more complicated, but hopefully people can manage that and get there one day. But just talk or learn to share. That's all I can say.
Oh Lord. Thank you, Elric. Anybody else want to leave a final comment with our viewers?
Don't let me share. That's don't learn to share. Don't
Sharing is caring.
I don't know how to share. No.
Anybody else? You good? Okay, thank you guys again. Sorry, Juju, you good?
Nice. Communication is key.
Yes. Oh yeah, I see that over and over as we do this show. Thank you guys so much for spending the time with us today on our reunion episode. Thank you, Joffrey, Jahan, Elric, Renzo, Juju, Daryl, Nadia, Rosanna, Thaddeus, and everybody else. So yeah, Jahan, everybody give the audience a toodles, okay? On three. 1, 2, 3. Toodles!